Talvez você não conheça Charlie Hunnam, mas deveria conhecer. O ator britânico começou a conquistar fãs com a série Sons of Anarchy e fez alguns filmes interessantes como Círculo de Fogo e A Colina Escarlate. Mas o rapaz de 37 anos promete despontar para o grande público agora, com a superprodução Rei Arthur, a Lenda da Espada. O filme, dirigido por Guy Ritchie, se propõe a contar como foi a juventude do icônico personagem, com muitas cenas de ação e uma mão pesada no bom humor. Em uma passagem pelo Brasil, Charlie conversou com T-Veja. Confira a seguir.
You know I'm gonna
That's what all the fuss is about.
Don't worry, you'll soon understand what all the fuss is about.
I had a lot of fun watching King Arthur, and I bet you had a lot of fun on the set too, because you have a lot of humor, but you also have a lot of physical scenes and long monologues. How it was for you? Which one was the hardest part and the most fun to do?
I mean, the most fun is just going to work every day and working with Guy and working with the other chaps. You know, it was a really lovely group of people, and you know, we shot this film for a long time, so we got to know each other very well, and so really it was.
How long?
5.5 months. Probably about 2 months of preparation. So all in all, for me, about 7 months, and then. There was, you know, a couple of periods of brief additional photography once we'd wrapped, you know, to clean a couple of things up or, you know, reshoot some of the action that hadn't worked as well as we'd hoped. But you know, the biggest challenge was all of the action. I mean, those sword fighting sequences were really labor intensive to shoot, and you know, for me, it was like being at the gym for 14 hours a day, sometimes for 2.5 weeks straight. So by the end of those sequences, I just really felt like I was earning my money.
The last season of Sons of Anarchy, you were a little skinnier, and in this movie you were like all muscles everywhere. How you get from there to there? You probably had a long training and the feeding preparation.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'd lost a lot of weight for the last season of Sons because the character that I was playing was, you know, had experienced an enormously traumatic event in his life. And so I had a lot of work to do to build my body back up and be in the appropriate shape for that. But I've done that before. I mean, you know, there's no real secret to it. You just got to go to the gym every day, and you know, I would do 1,000 push-ups a day, and I'd, you know, eat a lot more food than I wanted to. But you know, it just requires a bit of discipline.
That's the nice part. You have to eat a lot. Right. It is fun.
Not really. I gotta say, not more than you want to eat. You know, like
right.
when eating becomes a job. It really is actually quite unpleasant to have to eat more than you want to, but again, you know, it's just one of the aspects of my job. I've got no complaints.
You played Jax in Sons of Anarchy for a long time. Do you think you carry something from the character to others like this one? Possibly.
I mean, subconsciously maybe, but also there was a lot of me in Jax too, and so there's a lot of I'm sure myself that I put in all of these characters too. And they're quite similar people ultimately, Arthur and Jax, and the narrative is quite similar. It's about a man who's caught in an environment that he wouldn't necessarily have chosen to be in, but is getting on with it and trying to ascend to the best version of himself, even in the difficult environment that he lives in. And you know, there's some, obviously, and then the whole aspect of like the band of brothers and the, you know, the round table. You know, there are a lot of similarities between those two narratives. So I think it's you know, it's very easy to draw comparisons between the two.
David Beckham had a cameo in the movie, and you know, in Brazil we love football, soccer, and we love David Beckham, and we have this great player here, Neymar. You probably know about him. Which part do you think Neymar could play in King Arthur? If you could give a cameo for him.
I don't know. I mean, you know, really whatever he wanted. It would be such an honor to have him. I don't know. You know, he's I don't know. You know, whatever he wants ultimately.
Just to finish, if you were King of England right now, what would you do?
Probably take the day off. I need a day off now, so that's probably what I'd do, is give myself a day off.
You wanted the prophecy. This is your prophecy. The man who pulled sword from stone. Behold, you're born king.